Hi, it's Corey Glover from Living Color, and may the rock be with you. Hello.
G'day, Corey. How are you, mate?
Good. How are you?
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you so much for your time.
No problem.
Excellent. Now we've chatted before, but it's actually great to see you rather than do a phoner.
Yeah. Now we got a chance to see each other.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like that.
From the last, and it seemed like that time. It felt like it was like a factory sort of things. Like they're on the line, they're off the line, they're on the line. It was just weird. It was a weird conversation.
Yes, now we're good. But we spoke just over 6 years ago, actually. So let's catch up. How have the
Mhm.
last 6 years been for you?
Very good. Very good. Just plugging away at it. A lot of ups, a lot of downs, and but here we are.
We are here, and of course, we're here because you're headed back to Australia. Now, what does a
And
Living Colours set look like in 2023?
still same hard hitting sort of thing. We we still trying to take try to move the parameters as to how far we can take music
Mm,
and what possibilities there are in the music, which is always a challenge and an exciting thing to do, is to really
nice.
take a look at what we have and say, how do we stretch this in a certain way? How do we solidify certain things that didn't seem very solid before that can be solid now? So, what can we make visible that wasn't visible? What can we heat up in terms of whatever? So it's like elemental things that we're trying to make, um, just trying to figure out where it can go and how it can go
Yeah,
on
excellent.
in real time as it happens.
That sounds good to me. Now, someone who may have never seen you guys before, how would you typically describe a Living Colour live show?
Energy.
Yeah, very
It's an
much so.
energetic show.
But
It's a very energetic show. And the music sort of propels whatever it is that's going on. Plus, if you listen close enough, you might hear something that might make you think, you know.
see, that's always good. It's not just shallow stuff. It's something that, oh, that actually digs in. That's something cool.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, you guys have always done that. Now, playing with Extreme, both bands on this
Mm.
bill are technically amazing. These gigs should be just billed as a masterclass. What's it like playing with the Extreme guys?
They're amazing. They are absolutely amazing. They sound great. Well, obviously they look great. They're the prettiest band I've ever seen in my life. Um, but they are on the top of their game, and their record is and their album is amazing. Their live show is just as amazing. And like us, it's not a lot of bells and whistles. It's the music speaks for itself, which I
Yeah.
think is very interesting and very commendable of them. Because
Yeah.
any band could, you know, have a fantastic light show and holograms and all kinds of other shit, but they rely on what's going on with the music.
As do you, which is perfect, which is why it's
Yeah,
such a
yeah,
good pairing. Like, it's amazing.
absolutely,
We can't wait. Now,
absolutely.
this year marks the 30th anniversary of my favorite Living Colour album, Stain. So looking
Really?
back, oh
Okay.
yeah, oh, love it. What do you remember about releasing that record back in '93?
It was like, because it was basically the first record with Doug on it. It's like, okay, this is a proving ground. It's like we are, and it's a brand new style of writing. The songs are very different from the first two records, and we were really excited about going out and playing these things because, like I said, when we make the songs and we put them on an album and we put out singles and stuff like that, and what you hear is the bare minimum of what you're going to get from a live show from Living Color, because we're going to take that nucleus of that song and again try to stretch and solidify and make hotter and so it's going to be continually evolving. So if you like the song as it is, hopefully you'll like the evolution of it by the time it gets to you from us. You
Okay,
know,
I like that. Are we playing a lot from it from on this run, or is it
yeah,
just
we
still?
play, we play a bunch of songs from it, and we never have. play the same show twice, it seems.
Hmm.
So we are going to we're gonna in and out, particularly on this Australian leg. We're gonna probably pull things out and put things in and change things around and change orders of songs and stuff like that. So
Oh,
you will definitely hear some Staind stuff. There'll definitely be some Staind music in the set.
looking forward to that. Now, are there plans for like a 30th anniversary release? Is there anything happening around it?
Not a release, but what we were trying to do, what we tried to do this year, but probably do next year, is we're gonna have like shows dedicated to the anniversary of Staind. It'll be 31 years, but
Hmm.
but still within that 30th time frame. We did a show a couple of days ago, which was a Staind sort of anniversary show, and we played the whole album of Staind front to back
Oh,
with
nice.
everything.
Look,
So we're going to try to do that maybe next year as well. So it's like the 31st anniversary of Staind, but and the 36th anniversary of Vivid. That kind of weird
yeah, yeah.
thing. I don't know.
Works for me. We'll see you back here
Yeah.
next year to do that then, yeah?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Sounds good to me. Now, it's been a long time since new music, man. I know there was talk you've gone into the studio. Can we expect new stuff from a band anytime soon?
I like to hope so.
Mhm.
We really, really take our time making records, because when you have musicians of the caliber of Vernon and Will and Doug and myself, I guess we get kind of precious about our thing.
Mm.
We want it to be right. We want it to be exactly the way we want it to be, as it occurs, what it is, and how it is. So it takes a minute, and making records is simpler technically, but a lot more difficult uh, in terms of living your life. We're a lot older. We got a lot more responsibilities. We got kids. We got college. We got high school. You got all this other stuff that you got to think about and write a song. you know, so there are it's a two-sided coin in terms of getting having the wherewithal to make music and live the rest of your life.
Okay. So what's the process like writing music in 2023 compared to, say, like 1988?
Well, you can get the information out to people a lot quicker.
Yeah.
You know, you know, you can say, I got this groove. I can't, I'm not going to, back in the day, you played it on the phone or you made a recording and then you brought it to physically brought it to them. Now I can hum a thing on my phone and say, here, I'm sending this to you. What can you do with this?
Mm.
And then they send me something back and we can go back and forth with that in real time as it occurs. And that makes the process that much simpler.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, hopefully, that'll start the ball rolling and we'll get something new soon. Like,
I hope so. I
yeah,
hope so.
good. Now let's look back over your career because it can be very easy to say what can change over time. But what's the one thing that's always stayed the same about Living Color?
We like to play with each other. Like the four of us, no matter what changes are going on in our home lives and our financial fortunes, our romances, or whatever. When we get on stage and we play, that's exactly where we want to be at that particular point in time.
I remember the first time you came back to Australia and you played in Parramatta in Sydney here, and you hadn't been here a long time, but people didn't know what to expect. And you all
Right.
walk out on stage and you open your mouth, and everyone's jaw just dropped and went, "That's what we were hoping for." It was just phenomenal. So it's stayed up that way ever since with
Yeah.
Alter Bridge, with whoever. It's just, yeah, we love seeing you guys here.
Yes. Yeah. We have a great time. We always
Yeah.
have a great time.
Now you've got a career that's spanning almost 40 years. What's still on your list of things you'd like to do that you haven't yet achieved?
Um. Uh. Well, I did a Broadway production, but not on Broadway. I
Mm.
want to do it on Broadway. I'd like to continue my acting career. Um, I'd like to do some songwriting for other people.
Oh yeah, cool.
Actually, I've done that to a certain degree. but I think I'd like to do more of that. And I'd like a whole lot of money.
Me too. That'd be good. I like that. That'd be good.
Right. Those are my goals. Those are my goals for from now on.
Good goals. Now, I know you've done a couple of solo things as well. Have you ever thought about doing another Corey Glover solo album? Is that on the works, or are we sticking with Living Color at the moment?
I'm working on Living Color right now, but I do have a couple of projects that are in the works that we're trying that hopefully will get off the ground. I did this thing with this guitar player Mike Orlando, who played with Adrenaline Mob, and he's an amazing guitar player. We did something that's hopefully coming out pretty soon. Also did this other sort of prog metal thing with some friends of mine from New Jersey called Disciples of Verity. Hopefully that'll be coming out. So we're gonna be working. I got a lot of irons in the fire.
Yeah, that was my next question, actually, because I know you put a few singles out in 2020, sort of throw everything out. Disciples of Verity, man, it sounds good.
Yeah. I love that. Really good band. They sound really, really good. So we'll see what happens.
Okay. Now, I always like asking the question, I wish I wrote it. So is there one song in the world you wish you wrote, and what was it and why?
I Want It That Way.
It's a great song.
It's an amazing song. I think it's almost perfect. Almost perfect. That and there's a few songs I feel that way. There's a bunch of Police songs that I think, wow, I would love to have been in the room for some of that stuff. There are Prince songs, too numerous to mention, that are just amazing. There's blues tune. There's some Hellhound on My Trail. There's a bunch of songs that are just perfect to me, just perfect, and you really hear what they're trying to put across in terms of the emotional content of a song. And there's nothing like hearing a song and knowing exactly how they felt when it was happening. It's just the greatest.
Yeah, I know when we spoke last time, you'd just been here and you played Purple Rain with Richie Sambora. You got up on stage and played that. Now that song, man, oh, come on. Like, that's amazing.
That was amazing. It was funny because he was not too sure if I knew how to pull off the song. I was like, give me a minute. It'll be there. So it's like not knowing how much of a Prince fan I am. And so there was kind of lightning in a bottle that night.
Oh yeah. I actually went to Paisley Park last October for the first time ever. And have you been there?
I have.
Oh man.
I was there when he was there.
Oh.
So
you win. Yeah. Lastly, let's look ahead to the future, Corey, because I always do this with a prediction. I want you to finish this sentence for me. By the end of 2023, Living Color will
be exhausted.
That's fair. Yeah, I gather you're out on the.
We'll be well on our way of making a new record. Yeah, absolutely.
That sounds good to me. I gather you're out for the rest of the year, yeah?
Yeah, well, we go after we come back from Australia. We go to Europe and the UK in November and December, and then in January we finish up the North American leg of this tour. And then hopefully we walk into a studio and a record will be done instantaneously.
Well, that's what we want. That's what we're waiting on. Shade was a long time ago, man. We're waiting on something new.
I know.
Well, yeah. Well, we look forward to seeing you down here.
Definitely.
Excellent. Corey Glover, thank you so much for your time, man. A pleasure to talk to you and see you.
Yeah, man. This is great. Thanks a lot, man.
I'll see you in Sydney.
Yes, you will.
Bye-bye.
Bye.